Have you ever looked around at the people your age and thought, how did everyone else move forward and I'm still here? Not in a dramatic way, but just quietly. Like you're living your life, doing what you're supposed to do, but somehow you missed a step everyone else understood. I've been sitting with that feeling a lot lately, and I know I'm not the only one. You know, the hardest part about feeling behind isn't even the comparison itself. It's the confusion. It's waking up and not knowing what direction you're supposed to go next. You're trying, you're showing up, you're putting in effort, but it still feels like you're standing still while the world keeps moving. And that's a really uncomfortable place to be, especially when you don't have the words to explain it to anyone else. I think a lot of people feel lost in life, but we don't talk about it because from the outside, everything looks fine. We're functioning, we're working, we're surviving. But inside, there's this quiet anxiety that says, is this it? Am I doing something wrong? And when you see other people hitting milestones, careers, relationships, confidence, it's hard not to measure yourself against that, even when you don't want to. Not because you're jealous, but because you're searching for proof that you're not falling behind. What I've started to realize is that feeling lost doesn't actually mean you're failing. Most of the time, it means you've outgrown the version of life you were running on before. And growth like that doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't announce itself. It just leaves you standing in a place that no longer feels right, without immediately showing you where to go next. That's why it feels so heavy. You're not lost because you're doing nothing. You're lost because you're becoming someone new and haven't caught up to it yet. Life honestly feels like a game with no tutorials sometimes. You're dropped in, expected to figure things out as you go, while everyone else looks like they already know what they're doing. But if you've ever played a game like that, you know that exploration comes before progression. You wander, you take wrong turns, you spend time in areas that don't look important at first. And none of that is wasted. That's how you learn the map. That's how you build understanding before the next level even unlocks. You know, we're so quick to judge ourselves for not having answers yet, as if clarity is something you're supposed to wake up with one day. But most people don't move forward because they're confident. They move forward because they keep going even when they're unsure. And that's something we don't give ourselves enough credit for. Showing up without clarity takes more strength than showing up with a plan. I think social media makes this feeling much more heavier. It compresses years of progress into a few seconds and makes it look like everyone else figured out life early. But what you're seeing is the highlight reel, not the hours of confusion, doubt, and fear that come before it. You're comparing your real, lived experience to someone else's edited moment. And of course, that's going to make you feel late. If you're building something quietly right now, whether that's a creative project, a new version of yourself, or just trying to understand who you are, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not behind. You're just early in a chapter that hasn't fully revealed itself yet. And being early feels a lot like being lost. There's no applause, there's no progress bar, no reassurance that you're doing it right. Just trust. And trust is hard when there's no proof yet. The truth is, you don't need to have your entire life figured out right now. You don't need a perfect plan or a 5-year timeline. All you really need is a direction that feels honest and the courage to keep moving toward it, even if it's slow. Progress doesn't always look like forward motion. Sometimes it looks like patience. Sometimes it looks like sitting with uncertainty and not giving up on yourself anyway. So if you're watching this and you've been feeling behind or lost or feel like you've missed your moment, I just want you to know you're not alone in that feeling. A lot of us are walking the same path quietly. If this resonated with you, you don't have to say anything deep. Just knowing someone else feels the same can be enough. I read every comment and I'm grateful you're here. We don't need to rush becoming who we're meant to be. We just need to keep going, even when the path isn't clear yet. That's not failure. That's growth. But anyway guys, that's all I have for this week's video. If you did enjoy, please feel free to support the channel by dropping a like on this video, subscribing for more content, and leaving your thoughts down below. But until next time, take care and happy holidays.